Okay. So I'm ready to get started. Let's see.
I'm gonna have everybody stand up.
Good morning, everyone. This is your first appearance hearing before the Magistrate Court of Clayton County.
Muy buenos días a todos. Esta es su comparecencia inicial ante el Tribunal de Primera Instancia del Condado de Clayton.
My name is Brad Gardner, and I'm a judge in this court.
Mi nombre es Brad Gardner y yo soy un juez en este tribunal.
I'm here to inform you of the charges that are filed against you,
Yo estoy acá para informarle de cuáles son los cargos que se le han imputado,
to advise you of certain rights,
para decirle cuáles son sus derechos,
to set bail on those offenses that I'm authorized to set bail,
para otorgarle una fianza en aquellos delitos que se me permite otorgarle fianza,
to schedule a preliminary hearing, and to determine whether you require the assistance of an attorney.
para programar una audiencia preliminar y para determinar si usted requiere la asistencia de un abogado.
You have the right to remain silent and say nothing,
Usted tiene el derecho de permanecer en silencio y no decir nada,
but should you give up this right, anything you say during this proceeding may be used against you as your case moves forward.
pero si usted renuncia a este derecho, cualquier cosa que usted diga durante este proceso podría ser usado en su contra si su caso procede.
So please don't discuss the facts of your case.
O sea que por favor no hable de cómo ocurrieron los hechos en su caso.
During this and all other proceedings, you have the following rights:
Durante este y todos los procesos siguientes, usted tiene los siguientes derechos:
to the presumption of innocence,
a la presunción de inocencia,
to indictment by a grand jury for most felonies or by accusation for misdemeanors,
a que se le formule una acusación por el gran jurado para la mayoría de los delitos graves o que se le formule una acusación por un delito menor,
to indictment by a grand jury for most felonies or by accusation for misdemeanors,
para que se le formule una acusación para la mayoría de los delitos graves o para que se le formule una acusación por los delitos menores,
to a speedy and public trial by jury,
a tener un juicio público, rápido y por jurado,
to see, hear, and question witnesses who are called to testify against you,
de ver, escuchar y contrainterrogar a los testigos que sean citados a testificar en su contra,
to compel the attendance of witnesses to testify on your behalf,
de solicitar la asistencia de los testigos mediante citatorio para que testifiquen a su favor,
to testify on your own behalf or offer evidence in your own defense,
de testificar a su favor o de presentar pruebas para que sean usadas en su defensa,
to have an attorney represent you
de tener un abogado para que lo represente.
if you cannot afford an attorney. One can be appointed to represent you if you qualify.
Si usted no pudiera contratarse un abogado, se le podría nombrar uno si usted califica.
Some of you will be allowed to post unrestricted bonds for your release from jail.
Alguno de ustedes se le va a permitir que pague una fianza sin restricciones para permitirle salir de la cárcel.
These bonds may be posted by cash, commercial, or property.
Estas fianzas podrían ser pagadas en efectivo, usando una compañía de fianza o usando una propiedad.
Some of you will have special conditions on your bond that prohibit you from contacting certain people or going to certain places.
Algunos de ustedes van a tener condiciones especiales en su fianza donde se le prohíbe ponerse en contacto con ciertas personas o de que vayan a ciertos lugares.
You will also be prohibited from contacting the victim.
A usted también se le va a prohibir que se ponga en contacto con la víctima.
If you violate the court's order, your bond will be revoked and you could remain in jail until your trial.
Si usted no cumple la orden del juez, su fianza sería revocada y usted podría tener que permanecer encarcelado hasta que su caso vaya a juicio.
You could also receive additional felony charges.
Y también se le podrían imputar cargos adicionales.
It is important to note that if someone is listed as a victim in your case, that person would not be allowed to post your bail.
Es importante que usted sepa que si una persona está nombrada como la víctima en su caso, a esa persona no se le va a permitir pagar la fianza por usted.
Some of you are charged with offenses which this court is not authorized by law to set bail.
Alguno de ustedes se le acusa de delitos por los cuales, por ley, a este juez no se le permite otorgarle una fianza.
In this event, a bond hearing will be scheduled before a judge of the Superior Court of Clayton County, and you will be informed of that date.
En este caso, una audiencia para pedir fianza sería programada ante un juez del Tribunal Superior del Condado de Clayton y a usted se le informaría de cuándo sería la fecha.
If you are currently on active probation, this court is not authorized to set bond at this time.
Si actualmente usted está bajo libertad condicional, a este juez no se le permite o no está autorizado a otorgarle una fianza en estos momentos.
Whether bond is appropriate in your case will be reconsidered after your probation officer has had an opportunity to consider this new arrest.
Si la fianza es apropiada en su caso, se tomaría en consideración nuevamente después que su agente de libertad condicional haya tenido la oportunidad de tomar en cuenta este nuevo arresto.
The purpose of a preliminary hearing is to determine whether there is sufficient evidence to support the allegations against you.
El propósito de una audiencia preliminar es determinar si hay suficientes pruebas para sustentar las alegaciones en su contra.
The standard at this stage is very low.
El estándar en esta etapa es muy bajo.
A judge determining whether a charge goes forward at this stage only has to determine that it is possible that the crime has occurred.
Para que un juez determine si un cargo procede en esta etapa, solamente tiene que determinar que existe la posibilidad de que el delito fue cometido.
Everyone has the ability to waive their right to a preliminary hearing.
Cada uno de ustedes tiene la habilidad de renunciar a tener su audiencia preliminar.
However, you should speak to a lawyer first if you are unsure about whether it is appropriate to waive your preliminary hearing.
Sin embargo, usted debe de hablar con un abogado primero si usted no está seguro si es apropiado renunciar a tener su audiencia preliminar.
If you post bond, your preliminary hearing is automatically waived.
Si usted paga su fianza, la audiencia preliminar se cancela automáticamente.
You will receive notice at the address you give of your next court date.
Usted va a recibir una notificación en la dirección que usted dé de cuándo va a ser su próxima corte.
Lastly, I need everyone to raise your right hand, please.
Y finalmente, yo necesito que todos levanten su mano derecha, por favor.
Do you swear or affirm that any statements you make during this proceeding will be the truth, the whole truth, so help you God?
Jura usted y afirma que cualquier información que usted dé durante este proceso va a ser la verdad, toda la verdad y nada más que la verdad, lo juro ante Dios.
Okay, let's start with Mr. Martinez Vasquez.
Ok, vamos a comenzar con el señor Martínez Vázquez.
Sir, can you hear and understand the interpreter?
Señor, ¿puede usted escuchar y entender a la intérprete?
Sí,
Yes.
Sir, you've been charged with 1 count of driving a vehicle without a license and 1 count of following too close.
Señora, usted se le acusa de un cargo de manejar un vehículo sin licencia de conducir válida y un cargo de seguir otro vehículo muy de cerca.
These bonds are set by schedule at $1,000 for the driving a vehicle without a license and $500 for following too close.
Estas fianzas están fijadas por ley a $1,000 por el cargo de manejar un vehículo sin licencia de conducir y a $500 por seguir otro vehículo muy de cerca.
That's a total bond of $1,500. Do you believe you can post this bond, sir?
Es una fianza total de $1,500. ¿Cree usted que va a poder pagar su fianza, señor?
sí, la puedo pagar, o necesito llamar a mi familiar para poder con contacto con él. O el dinero.
Yes, I can pay. I need to call a family member so they can pay. They can get in touch with you.
Okay, after this hearing, my understanding is that you will have the ability to use the phones.
Después de esta audiencia, por lo que yo entiendo, es que usted va a poder usar el teléfono.
Está bien.
That's fine.
Okay, sir, would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Señor, ¿quiere usted que yo vea si usted califica para nombrarle un abogado?
Si voy a pagar, si puedo pagar el dinero, creo que no necesito el abogado, o sí.
If I could pay with the money, I don't think that I need the attorney, or do I?
It's totally up to you, sir. In my opinion, it's always better to hire a lawyer. But if you can't, I can appoint a lawyer to represent you.
Depende completamente de usted, señor. En mi opinión, siempre es mejor tener un abogado o contratarse un abogado, y si usted no se puede contratar uno, yo le podría nombrar uno.
Sí, está bien. No es que voy a necesitar un abogado.
No le entendí.
Sí, voy a necesitar, si usted me consigue el número de un abogado.
Yes, I'm going to need one. If you can give me the number for an attorney.
Well, sir, if you are asking me to see if you qualify for the appointment of an attorney, I will go down the ask you questions about your salary and things of that sort. But
Okay,
I can't give you a number for attorneys.
Ok, señor, si usted me está pidiendo que le nombre un abogado, yo le voy a hacer las preguntas con respecto a su salario y ese tipo de cosas. Pero si usted me está pidiendo que yo le dé el número de un abogado, yo no le puedo dar el número de un abogado.
Entonces, mejor así, no, sin abogado.
Then it would be better just without an attorney.
Okay. All right. Are there any questions you have for me, sir?
¿Hay alguna otra pregunta que usted tenga para mí, señor?
Sí, nomás respecto de pagar la fianza, ¿cuántas horas me dan o día?
Yes, when it comes to paying the bond, how many hours are they going to give me, or days?
Your bond is set at a financial number. Right now, that's $1,500, but there are going to be fees added. So when you pay that amount, you will be released.
Su fianza está fija a un número en estos momentos desde $1,500, pero van a haber tarifas adicionales que se le suman.
¿De cuánto es entonces la fianza por todo?
So how much will be the total amount of the bond?
I don't have access to that information. The sheriff's department is required by law to add fees to the amount. And they will be able to tell you the final figure.
Ok, yo no tengo acceso a esa información. A la comisaría se le requiere por ley de que ellos le añadan tarifas adicionales, pero ellos le van a poder decir de cuánto es el final, o sea, el total.
Sí, yo ando un número aquí que me dieron el total, pero me hace que eso va a ser, ¿no?
So I have a number and I think that's the total. So that's what's going to be.
Yes, sir.
Sí, señor.
Está bien.
That's fine.
Okay, sir, you're free to go back.
Ok, señor, puede retirarse.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Okay. Ms. Bermudez, I think that ends our need for you today. Have a good rest of your day.
Thank you, sir. You too.
Okay, let's switch over to the ladies' side and let's deal with Miss Freeman.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing well, ma'am. You're charged with one count of theft by conversion. Bond's been set at $2,000. Do you believe you can post that bond?
Yes.
This is going to be a misdemeanor offense. And so your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for October 19th at 8:30 in the morning in courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out.
Okay.
Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, I'm flipping to the page. Okay, ma'am, you do qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
No, thank you.
Okay, you're free to go back, ma'am. Miss Gordy,
Yes.
ma'am, you're charged one count of theft by shoplifting. It's being written up as a felony offense. Your bond is going to be set at $5,000. You believe you can post that bond?
No, would they be up at 10%?
Yes, ma'am. You can pay the 10% amount. You can pay the whole amount in cash. Sheriff's Department will hold that and they'll return it to you when your case is over. You can go through a bonding company and pay the percentage that the bonding company charges as a fee, and that will not be returned to you. Or if you have property in the county that is worth 3 times the amount of the bond, you can put that property up and the Sheriff's Department will place a lien on the property. And when your case is over, they'll remove the lien.
I have a phone and a watch.
I'm sorry, you said you have a phone and it works?
No, I don't have nothing.
Okay,
So I would just have to go to the Bells Bondsman.
okay. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for October 18th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes.
You do qualify, ma'am. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
No, that's it.
Okay, ma'am, you're free to go back.
Thank you.
Miss McKenzie,
Yes, sir.
ma'am, you're charged one count of theft by shoplifting. This is written up as a felony charge. Bond is going to be set at $10,000. You believe you can post that bond?
I think so.
Okay. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for October 18th at 8:30 in the morning in courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You do qualify, ma'am. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
No, sir.
Okay, ma'am, you're free to go back.
Thank you.
Miss Randall?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing well, ma'am. You're charged with 1 count of battery and 1 count of criminal trespass. Bond's gonna be set at $5,000 for the battery charge and $3,000 for the criminal trespass charge. So
Okay,
that's gonna be a total bond of $8,000. You believe you can post that bond?
yes, sir.
Your preliminary hearing date is gonna be set for October 19th at 8:30 in the morning in courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes.
Okay, you do qualify, ma'am. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
No, thank you.
Okay, you're free to go back. Miss Williams?
Yes.
Ma'am, you're charged with 1 count of driving a vehicle without a valid license. Bond is going to be set by schedule, which means it's automatically set at $1,000. Do you believe you can post that bond?
Yes.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for October 19th at 8:30 in the morning in courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, please.
Are you currently working, ma'am?
No.
Okay. So you do qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
No.
Okay, ma'am, you're free to go back.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's
That-
it.
Outside, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you for your assistance. Have a good day.
You do the same, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. We're going to switch over to the male side. Are you Mr. Alexander?
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Alexander. You're charged with 1 count of theft by shoplifting. I've set the bond at $5,000. It's a felony offense. Do you believe you can post that bond?
I'm not sure, sir. My family is under tremendous hardship right now due to this hurricane that just happened in New Orleans. They are all up here. We have kind of exhausted all of our resources and savings and everything. But I'll definitely try my best. If it's possible, can I get a bond reduction?
Let me see. No. What I'm reading, I'm not inclined to reduce this.
Well, I appreciate it, John.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it the way that it is. You're gonna have a preliminary hearing date set for October 18th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you will receive a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes.
So you're not working, correct, because of this incident? Okay, I'm gonna find that you qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me, Mr. Alexander?
No, that'll be a thank you.
Okay, have a good day, sir.
You too.
Mr. Brown?
Mr. Brown, sir, you're charged with one count of theft by receiving stolen property, being a motor vehicle, and possession of a weapon during the commission of a crime. Both of these are felonies. I'm going to set a $5,000 bond for the theft by receiving stolen property, motor vehicle. I'm going to set a $5,000 bond for possession of weapon during the commission of a crime. So you're going to have a total bond set at $10,000. You believe you can post a bond?
Yes. Yeah.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for October 18th at 8:30 in the morning in courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer? I'm going to find that you qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
Sir.
Okay, you're free to go back.
No. Mr. Cole?
Mr. Cope, sir, you're charged with one count of simple battery, one count of simple assault, and one count of cruelty to children in a third degree. The cruelty to children in a third degree is being written as a felony. So the bond's going to be set at $4,000 for the simple battery, $3,000 for the simple assault, and $4,000 for cruelty to children in third degree. So that's going to be a total bond of $11,000. Do you believe you can post that bond?
Sort of, kinda.
Okay. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for October 18th at 8:30 in the morning in courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you get a new court date in the mail. Would you like me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer? You do qualify, Mr. Cope. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
What percentage I gotta pay of the bond?
Each bonding company is different. They go from 10 to 12%. You're gonna have to call them and tell them your name and your charges, and they'll tell you what fee they will charge.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, sir. You're free to go back.
Mr. Ashman?
Mr. Eschman, sir, you've been charged one count of simple battery. I set the bond at $4,000. You believe you can post that bond? I'm sorry, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. There's going to be a stay away provision on the bond to stay away from a Brianna Aquila. Do you understand that? Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for October 19th at 8:30 in the morning in courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer? I'm sorry, sir. Yes. Okay, you do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
No, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back.
Mr. Gardner?
Mr. Guyton, sir, you've been charged with 1 count of possession of firearm by a convicted felon and 1 count of unlawful possession of firearms. And it looks no, I'm sorry. The second charge is in relation to a knife. So I've set your bond at $5,000 for the first charge and $5,000 for the unlawful possession of a weapon. So that's going to be a total bond of $10,000. You believe you can post that bond, sir?
Yes, sir.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for October 18th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201, because both of these charges are written as felonies. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You do qualify. Sir, I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
No, sir, I don't.
Okay, you're free to go back.
Mr. Hanley?
Sure. Hey man, don't put your hands on me, man. What's wrong? Hey, fucking hurt me, man.
Mr. Hanley, sir, you've been charged with 1 count of criminal trespass. I've set the bond at $1,500. Do you believe you can post that bond?
I don't have no warrants or no criminal charges on me, nothing like that. He just gave me, what happened was he gave me a trespass.
Hey, do not discuss the case. Can you
So
post bond? That's what the judge is asking. Yes or no?
if I post bond, what happens from there?
You get out of jail.
Yeah, I post bond.
Okay. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for October 19th at 8:30 in the morning in courtroom 201 because these are misdemeanor. It's a misdemeanor charge.
I know, that's cool.
Hold on a second, Mr. Handler. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer? I'm sorry, sir.
I mean, you can, if you can't, Yes. Yes, yeah, yes. I mean, I don't need to go, I don't need to go.
So, Mr. Hanley, I'm not a lawyer drug dealer. I'm not like slinging lawyers on people. If you believe that you want a lawyer, the answer is yes. If you don't want a lawyer, the answer is no.
All right, I'll take a low either. Yes.
But that's yes. Okay, Mr. Hanley, you did not fill out the form. Sir, are you currently working?
I'm not from here, from the state. I came out.
Mr. Hanley, Mr. Hanley.
Sir, listen to
The question is, are you currently working? Yes or no?
Not working right now.
Did you say no?
I get SSI.
Your Honor, he said he's not working. Hey, listen to the question that the judge is asking you and only answer the question. Do not explain anything. Got it? Okay.
So, Mr. Hanley, I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. But, sir, you have to understand, it matters not to me whether you have a lawyer or you do have a lawyer. I'm here to try to assist you. You'll never see me again in your life. So all of this back and forth, you're talking to a person that's trying to help you move where you need to go based upon what you want to do. So, sir, I need you to understand the deputies that are standing there myself, we were not involved in your arrest. We have no interest in your arrest. We have a job to do that we're trying to accomplish. And when you go through this whole process, it makes it difficult for us to do what we need to do on your behalf. We're not doing it for anybody else. It's on your behalf. So please, sir, as you go through this process, I've assigned a lawyer, talk to the lawyer, make sure everything goes forward. But understand, the people that you're going to interact with, the people you're going to deal with in this whole process, ain't nobody trying to stab you in the back. All right. Do you have any questions for me? Okay. You're free to go back, Mr. Hanlon.
Mr. Hill?
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Hill. Sir, you're charged with 1 count of criminal trespass, damage to property. Bond is going to be set at $3,000. You believe you can post that bond? This is being written up as a misdemeanor, so you're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for October 19th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you will get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
You do qualify, Mr. Hill. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me, sir? Okay, you're free to go back.
Mr. Howell?
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Howell. Sir, you're charged with 1 count of entering an automobile and 1 count of criminal trespass. I've set the bond at $10,000 for the entering an automobile. That's a felony charge. And $5,000 for criminal trespass for a total bond of $15,000. So you believe you can post that bond?
Yeah.
You're gonna have a preliminary hearing date set for October 18th at 8:30 in the morning. That court date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you get a new court date in the mail. Would you like me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
A bond reduction hearing.
Give me 1 second. We'll discuss that. But
Yes, I want.
do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm gonna find you qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Now, you are asking for a bail reduction.
Yes, Your Honor.
Let me pull up your criminal hit.
Allow the judge to finish talking, then you do go afterwards. Do not talk while the judge is talking. Understood? Okay, thank you.
Okay, let me pull up your criminal history. Oh, Mr. Howell, you have an extensive criminal history.
Not really, Your Honor. So,
You have 12 cycles. A cycle is every time that you are you interact. I'm sorry, 19 cycles is when you interact with the police?
Yeah, I've got PTSD and I came back from Afghanistan. I've got a hard mental illness. And it's hard to control myself, but I'm not.
Are you getting treatment for that?
I wish I could. I was on the way to the VA hospital. And I was at Clayton House trying to get my alcohol anonymous stuff. The people there turned on me, Your Honor. And those are lies. These are trumped up charges. I'm not supposed to talk about my charges. I'm trying to get help, and I just have anger issues and all that.
So you're charged with entering an automobile and criminal trespass.
Did you ask a question, sir?
You're currently charged with entering an automobile and criminal trespass. The question would be, how does that fall into PTSD?
Place I did my criminal trespass at was Clayton House. Alcohol is anonymous. They were supposed to have an 8:30 meeting, and then my girlfriend was supposed to be there. I couldn't get in. I had no way to go home, so I wanted to sleep in the background back there. But my phone was dead. I didn't break into the building. It was an open ambulance vehicle. And I had a charger. I sat there and charged my phone. And when they came out to the site to see what was wrong. They said, "Oh, Mr. Howell, we know you here, but we don't like you here. First of all, we want you to never come back to Alcoholics Anonymous. And then we want you to go to jail for this." I said, "You guys hate me and my girlfriend, because we're not nice people. But we're not violent criminals. We're addicts and all that shit. I'm sorry, Ron." So I'm not.
No, Mr. Howell, I'm gonna reduce the bond from $10,000 to $5,000 on the entering an auto. I'm going to put a stay away provision on the bond, to stay away from an Aaron Harris. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir. I do not plan on going back. It's really dirty.
Mr. Howell, if you need help, sir, it's in your best interest to obtain it. If you're a veteran, you can go through the VA's office.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Do you have any other questions for me?
Lawyer Lister and Holt for the defenders.
Well, it's not going to be. I thought I heard you say Lister and Hope. Is that what you said?
I've been here many times before, and they're very good to me.
So you're charged with entering an auto as a felony. So you're going to be with the public defender's office.
That's fine. I don't have the money to get a real lawyer, and they're very good. If they do, I see them. So I trust them.
So your criminal history, Mr. Howell, suggests that you need to get help from somewhere, somebody. I would encourage you to do that, because you only get one life to live. And at this point, you're throwing it away.
I'm sorry. I'm depressive, suicidal. You know, I have very little to care about. My grandmother just died. Thank you.
Have any other question?
No.
There's one last thing, Mr. Howell. To the extent that you say you're suicidal, you really need to see somebody about that. But listen to this. We all die one day. Why are you trying to speed up that process?
Have you seen a world?
It's coming.
I've seen George Floyd get killed on TV.
I'm sorry?
You see George Floyd get killed on TV by Derek Chauvin for 22 years.
I did. I don't know how that fits into this conversation. How does that fit into this conversation?
I'm not ready to die and leave these people like Malcolm X did. I can't live my own life with this life.
Mr. Howard, do you have any other questions for the judge?
I'm sorry.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Howell, you're free to go back. And please, sir, take care of yourself.
Mr. Jabi? No.
Mr. Jabby, sir, you've been charged with one count of theft by receiving stolen property being a motor vehicle. I've set the bond at $5,000. Do you believe you can post that bond?
Sir, Jenkins.
There's going to be a preliminary hearing date set for October 18th at 8:30 in the morning in courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer? Okay. You do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
No, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back.
Mr. Jacobs?
Mr. Jacob, sir, you're charged with one count of driving on a suspended license. The bond is set by schedule at $1,500. Do you believe you can post that bond?
No, sir. Could I ask for a bond reduction?
Well, this is set by schedule, which means it's automatically set by a group of judges that make the determination as to what they believe is the appropriate bond amount. So I don't change bonds that are set by schedule. You're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for October 19th at 8:30 in the morning in courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer? All right, I'm going to find that you qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
No, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back.
Mr. James? Mr. who? James.
Mr. James, sir, you're charged with one count of simple battery, family violence. You're also charged with cruelty to children in the third degree. Bond is going to be set at $5,000 for the simple battery charge and $3,000 for the cruelty to children in the third degree. And that's going to be a total bond of $8,000. So you believe you can post that bond? Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for October 18th at 8:30 in the morning in courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer? Okay. You currently working? I'm sorry? Okay. You do qualify for the appointment of a lawyer. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
No, sir.
Okay, free to go back.
Mr. Jennings? Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Jennings. You're charged with one count of trafficking marijuana. This is one of those offenses that I cannot set bail for at this time. So bond is going to be denied pursuant to statute 17-6-1. I'm gonna set a preliminary hearing date for October 18th at 8:30 in the morning in courtroom 201. I'm gonna set a bond hearing date for October 22nd. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
No, sir.
You're gonna hire your own lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, do you have any questions of me?
Not at this moment.
I'm sorry.
No, sir, I do not.
Okay, you're free to go back, Mr. Jennings.
Mr. Jones?
Mr. Jones, sir, you're charged with one count of driving a vehicle with a suspended license, bond set at $1,500. Do you believe you can post that bond?
Yes, sir, Your Honor. But I have a hold on the right. I don't know if I have that hold on in Chris County that prevents me from getting out if I post bond, from my understanding. So,
Okay, yes, if you have a hold from a different county, that does prevent you from getting out. If you post bond here, it requires the other county to come and get you. Do you have a lawyer representing you in the other county?
yes, sir, our probation lawyer that's on the case for the probation warrant.
Okay. All right. So do you need to deal with these issues at the same time in order to lessen the amount of time that you're spending in custody? You're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for October 19th at courtroom 201 at 8:30 in the morning. If you're able to bond yourself out and you're out of here, that date will get waived and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
That's fine, Your Honor.
Okay. You do qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
Yes, I got one question.
Yes.
If I post bond here, with this whole, probation hold in Chris County, how long it take for them to come get me if I post bond here?
The short answer is I don't know. Within the same state, Crisp County is like a 2.5 hour drive from here. So if you are hanging on the cusp where they have to come and get you, they will most likely come and get you fairly quickly. But because I don't work for the Crisp County Sheriff's Department, I can't tell you that.
Okay. I thought it was a specific time frame they had if I was proposed bond and to come get me versus just let me see.
Well, there is a time frame. I believe it's 30 days that they'll have to come and get you. But that is the time frame for fugitives outside of the state. And so I believe it's the same for fugitives within the state. But 9 times out of 10, if you were to hire a lawyer down in Crisp County, your situation will be resolved through that lawyer's efforts. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor. You have a good day.
All right, you're free to go back.
Mr. Nabby?
So, Mr. Nabby, you've been charged with 1 count of terroristic threats, and 1 count of simple battery. I'm dismissing a terroristic threat charge.
Taylor,
And I'm setting a bond of $4,000 on the simple battery charge. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for October 19th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, Your Honor. Do I have a bond on this, simple battery?
that's all.
It's $4,000 on a simple battery.
Now, if I try to pay through the bonding company because of hardship and my financial resources, I'm not quite equipped financially to take care of the whole amount of itself. Well, looking at the percentage that the bonding agencies might go by, perhaps there will be a certainty that I might agree. Well, at this point, I cannot make an estimated determination. And on this ground, I'm asking the kind judge to grant me clemency or leniency or mitigation of this case. Because there's upon looking at it great and it's substantially, if you have looked into it, I'm not trying to vindicate myself. Only allows to honor based upon my religious beliefs. And I know.
Sir, let me stop you. Are you able to make bond, yes or no?
I'm able to, this is what I'm expressing.
Okay, there's no need to express or explain anything.
So, Mr. Nabi, your request is going to be denied.
About what, the bond?
No, you said for clemency.
Okay, for clemency.
So you're going to have a $4,000 bond set. There's going to be a stay away provision on the bond, a stay away from a DeMillo Lamont. That's a security guard. That was at Southern Regional Medical Center. Mr. Nabi, you're responsible for the words that come out of your mouth. And you're responsible for your actions. So that's what I'm setting the bond on and looking at the case. And I've dismissed the terroristic threats, but simple battery charge, it fits. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer? I'm sorry, sir.
Absolutely.
Okay.
By the way, the bond, can I go to the bonding companies?
Yes, you can. You do qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions? Okay, free to go back, sir.
Mr. Patton?
So, Mr. Patton, sir, you're going to be charged. You're charged with one count of simple battery, family violence, one count of criminal damage to property in the second degree, and one count of terroristic threats. Bond is going to be set at $4,000 for the simple battery charge. $3,000 for the criminal damage to property charge. $5,000 for the terroristic threat charge. So that's going to be a total bond of $12,000. Do you believe you can post that bond, sir?
Yes.
Okay. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for October 18th because you have felony charges pending against you. in courtroom 201 at 8:30 in the morning. Those dates will go away when you bond out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes.
Okay, you do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
No.
Okay, you're free to go back.
Mr. Passes? Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. You're charged with one count of criminal trespass. I'm setting the bond at $1,500. Do you believe you can post that bond?
Oh, no, sir, I cannot.
Okay. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for October 19th at 8:30 in the morning in courtroom 201. That date will get waived if you're able to bond out. If you can't bond out, these misdemeanor charges, they have a jail calendar on Tuesdays that you may need to look into. Where 9 times out of 10, they give you credit for time served and release you. Would you like me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
No, I don't need one.
Okay. Do you have any questions of me?
I got one for Dave. God bless you. All right, come on.
Thank you. Have a good day.
All right. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. You're Mr. Roberts?
Yes, sir.
Sir, you're charged with one count of theft of services, one count of disorderly conduct, and one count of interference to government property. Your bond's going to be set at $2,000 for the theft of services, $1,500 for disorderly conduct, and $2,000 for interference with government property. So that's a total bond of $5,500. Do you believe you can post that bond, sir?
I do. Yes, I do.
Okay. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for October 19th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Sure. Yes, sir.
Don't have a CA form for you, Mr. Roberts. Are you currently working? You said no? Okay. You do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
Yeah, I just wanted to know, how can I get these charges when they violated my rights, man? It just came, I'm coming out the bathroom when the airport.
So, Mr. Roberts,
Put your hands up. Put your hands
Mr.
up.
Roberts.
Yes. Your hands behind your back.
So we ask people not to talk about the facts of their case because you haven't spoken to a lawyer yet. And you may say things that put your case in a bad position. All of this is on the internet. So this is not something that cannot be viewed. So best practice is to talk to your lawyer about whatever may have happened, because Mr. Roberts, Mr. Roberts, this is not an adversarial hearing, meaning the police could have been dead wrong in whatever they did. I can't do anything about it because I don't have the police officer for me to question.
That's And you asked me, did I have any questions? That's why I was asking the question, like.
No, and that's fine, and that's fine, and so that's why I'm explaining to you this whole thing, because I would love for the police to be here so that you can say what you want to say, and I can question the police about it at this hearing. But because I can't, it's placing you at a disadvantage to start talking about the facts, because the prosecutor and the police have access to things that you've said. Your lawyer is not in a position to hear what you have to say and then advise you and put together a strategy that leads to your benefit. So I'm not here to try to put people in a bad situation, because it doesn't help you, and there's nothing I can do. All I can do is, when I look at like cases, is rule from a technical standpoint. And there's people like the gentleman that I reduced the bond about. It's people that come in, they say certain things, and I look at it and it's like, okay, well, all right, I can deal with that with the bond, because that's what I can deal with. But when you're talking about the facts you arrest, I can't. And I would be less than a judge if I were to allow you or anybody to place themselves in a situation where they could get less than what they're owed. The state has approved the charges, not you. So talk to your lawyer. Lawyer will help you. Make the state do the work. Don't make it easy for them, okay?
What's the, can you help me out on the bond reduction? Just, I mean, I don't know whatever help you can give me.
So the theft of services and the disorderly conduct, they're set by schedule, which means they're automatically set. I set a bond of 2,000 on interference with government property. I'll drop it down to 1,000, because I know the bonding companies, there's a certain amount that they won't set a bond on. So you're gonna have a total bond of $4,500. Okay, free to go back, sir.
Mr. Sicko?
Sir, you're charged with theft by shoplifting. Your bond has been set by schedule at $2,000. Do you believe you can post that bond? There's going to be a preliminary hearing date set for October 19th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer? I'm sorry?
It's a yes or a no. He's asking your question.
Yeah, please do. I can afford my own lawyer, so.
Okay, so you're going to represent yourself?
No.
He said
You
yes,
got-
he said yes because he can't afford one.
Okay. All right, sir, you qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
No, sir.
All right, you're free to go back.
Mr. Rob? See about.
Okay, sir, you've been charged with 8 different offenses. Defective equipment on your vehicle. The bond is going to be set at $500. Driving it says license not on person. Bond is going to be set at $500. Obstructing or hindering a law enforcement officer, bond's gonna be set at $2,000. Possession of a controlled substance, bond's gonna be set at $3,000. Violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act, bond's gonna be also set at $3,000. Possession of firearm during the commission of a crime, bond is gonna be set at $5,000. And possession of a firearm by a first offender is what it appears. Bond's gonna be set at $5,000. So you're gonna have a total bond set at $19,000. You believe you can post that bond, sir?
Yes, sir.
Your
Yes,
preliminary hearing date is gonna be set for October 18th at 8:30 in the morning in courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you will get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you do qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
I do have a question.
Okay,
Is there any way we can work on getting a bill reduction? Because I am from California, and the bill, when I had called the bill bonds, one of the few people yesterday, they said that I would have to pay the full amount because I'm from California and Georgia and California, and they said that because I have to pay the full, I can't pay attention. They're not gonna, it's likely that I'm gonna find somewhere that's gonna let me pay the 10% to get out on bond, and I will have to pay the full amount to get out on bond because I don't live here.
okay, so I'll set the bond at $1,000 on obstructing an officer. And I'll reduce the bonds by half on the weapons charges. So that'll be $2,500.
Anything is appreciated.
So you're gonna have a total bond of $12,000.
Thank you, sir.
You're
Thank you.
welcome. All right. Is there anything else?
No, sir.
All right, you're free to go back. Mr. Taylor.
He's coming, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Taylor, sir, you're charged with one count of driving under the influence of alcohol. The bond has been set by schedule, and I'm not gonna disturb it at $2,000. You believe you can post that bond?
Yes, sir.
Your preliminary hearing date is gonna be set for October 19th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. The date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of lawyer?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm going to find that you qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
No, sir.
Okay, free to go back.
Yeah, Mr. Walker is the next one on the calendar. Is defeated. Are you gonna do the usual? I'll save them for last.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm gonna save. I have Mr. Owens and Mr.
So what?
Walker for last.
So I have next Mr. White.
Okay,
Afternoon.
Mr. White, good afternoon, sir. You've been charged with one count of abandonment. Bond's been set by schedule at $1,500. Do you believe you can post that bond?
I was told different, but I'll accept it. Yes, sir.
It probably, what you were told is probably something a little bit higher.
Yeah.
Because the sheriff's department is required by law to add fees onto the bonds, and I don't have access to the fee schedule. So this is something that is automatically set, and they probably told you something like $1,800, something like that. Okay. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for October 19th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Do you have a lawyer representing you on this?
No, sir.
Okay, would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer? Okay, you do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
I actually drove down and turned myself in yesterday. I was not served with this warrant, and I was asking one, could it be recalled or?
Well, it says the warrant was issued in December 4th of 2019. And the hearing may have taken place, looked like October 6th of 2019. So notice is something that you should speak to your lawyer about. Because apparently some of these, I don't know if people receive notice of the hearing. So the hearing may have taken place without your knowledge. And that's something that you should speak to your lawyer about. Okay. All right, sir. You're free to go back.
What?
Mr. Woods, sir, you're charged with 1 count of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. And instead of denying bond, I've set a bond at $35,000. Do you believe you can post that bond?
Well, Your Honor, if I can get a bond reduction, my boss said that he would get me out. I don't know if he'll do 35,000.
Not based on the allegations that I see here. There's going to be a stay away provision to stay away from Clifton Martin. You're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for October 18th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your ability to bond out. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You do qualify, Mr. Woods. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any other questions for me?
Yes, sir. The last time I was here, I had an altercation with somebody. They put me in the same cell block with them. Is it possible that me and Mr. Martin don't be put in the same cell block?
I would request of you to speak to the sheriff's department personnel about that, because I don't run the sheriff's department and I don't deal with where people go. I do believe that if you tell them that you have a problem with that person, that they will move you to a different cell.
Yes, sir. It's not the fact that I'm scared of him or anything, but he did cut my throat.
No, I mean, it's not that you're scared of anybody, but if you have a problem with someone, that is something that you should notify the sheriff's personnel about that and let them do what they do. Okay. All right, sir, you're free to go back. Do you have Mr. Owens?
No, sir, I only have Mr. Walker here.
Mr. Owens was written in as an add-on. He apparently was supposed to go before Judge Knights yesterday, and he was a problem.
Yeah, he was non-compliant yesterday, Your Honor, so there's a possibility that he's still not cooperating.
What's his LE number?
I don't have it here.
Judge, would you happen to have Mr. Owens' LE number?
Yes, give me 1 second.
His first name, please.
It is 220-5816. He's charged with murder and aggravated assault, so I wanna, he's not gonna go anywhere, but I just wanna make sure we get him through the first appearance process.
Okay, Your Honor, I'll go find him while you're in here with Deputy Lee.
Okay. All right, so we got Mr. Walker.
Mr. Walker. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. Has anyone spoken to you yet about your particular situation?
Correct.
Okay, so the designation that's placed on you is fugitive from justice, and that basically means that there's another state in this count, in this situation, South Carolina, that has a warrant for your arrest, and they want you to come back to their jurisdiction. And it looks like there's a probation violation charge. Before I go through the whole long spiel, have you thought about whether you want to waive extradition or you want to have the hearing?
I talked to someone yesterday with an intake, and he told me either whether if I waive the tradition, they'll come get me sooner, but if I don't, I have to be here a year, 30 days to a year. So I would rather waive it and let them come get me.
Okay. Do you have any questions of me about this process that you want to ask?
Once I sign the waiver, that makes them come get me quicker. Am I correct?
Yes, the clock will start ticking today for them to come. And they have a minimum of 30 days. They could request an extension to 60 days. But if they don't come get you, then you're going to be released out of the front door. But your charges, your warrant doesn't go away.
Right, I know.
Okay.
This has been going on since almost 8 years now.
Okay. Okay. Well, do you have the paperwork there before you?
Yes, the waiver of extradition, yes, sir.
Okay. Well, go ahead and sign that paperwork, and then they will send it over to me, and I will sign it, and the clock will start ticking today.
Okay.
How many waiver of expeditions do I have?
I think it's 7. I think it's 7.
If you don't mind me asking, why is it 7?
It goes to varying different offices.
Okay.
All right, he's all over.
Okay. All right, Mr. Walker, sir, you're free to go back. And we're waiting on Mr. Owens, and then we'll be done for the day.
Yes, sir. He's been very he was not compliant with anything since yesterday, so you don't want to do fingerprints, you don't want to talk about nothing, so he was just there.
Yeah, if push come to shove, I'll just put it on mute and I'll just tell him, you know, what his charges are, and that he doesn't have bond. And if he wants a lawyer, I mean, he can acknowledge with a head shake. And I'll appoint him a lawyer. So that it at least gets him past this process.
That's right.
There's no, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, after you're done talking, I'm gonna say, give me a moment and I'll walk over to the office and find out if they have any information on him that I can pass on to you.
Oh, okay. I mean, you said the check for bond?
No, the other deputy, he went to check with the officers, in the tower to see if they have information on him from the intake area. So she's on her way back. She's right
Oh,
here.
okay.
Your Honor,
Yes, ma'am.
so I did locate him. He is a security inmate. So what we're going to do is shut this system down and take it to medical. He's in the infirmary. So we're gonna shut this system down and take it to the infirmary, boot it up there so we don't have to bring him through the hall. Because we're short-staffed. So we're gonna do it that way, if you wouldn't mind just hanging on.
No, that's fine. It's, you know, when I was coughing and hacking and all that stuff, turns out I had COVID.
Oh, no.
Yep.
You were sick a little too long. I knew it. I'm glad you on the man. I'm glad you're on the man.
Yeah, I'm on the upswing now from being down in the gutter.
Yeah.
So I'll just stop my camera and mute my audio. And when y'all come back up, I'll come back up.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, we're ready. So what's your 20?
Mr. Owens,
Yes.
sir, you've been charged with one count of aggravated assault and one count of murder. I'm not allowed.
Oh, that murder, what you did? Sir?
These are the charges that have been placed before me. I cannot set bond on the murder charge at this stage. I'm going to deny bond on the aggravated assault charge at this stage. The allegations that have been levied against you is that you stabbed someone in the neck at a Citgo station, and that person died from that wound. You're gonna have a preliminary hearing date set for October 18th at 8:30 in the morning in courtroom 201. You're gonna have a bond hearing date set for October 22nd at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. Would you like for me to make a determination as to whether you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
He says, do you want to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
See, but you're a lawyer.
Do you want a court appointed lawyer?
No, you got money. You're a lawyer. My niece down here is a lawyer.
Okay, Mr. Owens, if you don't have any questions for me, you're free to go back.
You don't sit up here and tell me you don't deny bond. What is aggravated assault? What does that mean? I'm 72, I can't read and write.
I understand. A murder charge, Mr. Owens, a murder charge is something that by law, I cannot set bond for you today.
That's Georgia law.
Yes, sir.
Fucked up law. Ain't no problem.
Okay. Anything else, Mr. Owens?
No, you get the hell out of your face.
Okay.
All right, that's everybody, Your Honor.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too, sir.